What's going on, YouTubers? Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome to All Elite Wrestling Reviews, the shows from December 1st and December 2nd of 2020. We're to giving you AEW Dark and AEW Dynamite presents Winter is Coming results. So obviously the first thing we're going to start off first with is going to be about AEW Dark from December 1st, 2020. So stay tuned, folks. I'll be right back with some AEW Dark. Alright, folks, here we are with some AEW Dark results from December 1st, 2020. Your commentators, as usual, were Excalibur and Taz. Also on commentary was Any Logo. I think Ricky Starks ends up being on commentary too as well, of what I recall. But your main commentators, as usual, the commentators always on AEW Dark is Excalibur and Taz. So let's get right into it, folks. Let's start off first. The Toma Wrestling. If I try to find it here. Let's see, where's the Toma Wrestling here? Okay, it doesn't stay here. Usually it does. Okay, no numbers out there to give me matches here, but I guess I gotta count it until to the very end. So there we go. The opening match was Shawn Spears being accompanied by Tully Blanchard versus KTB, excuse me. Match didn't last long, especially when you have Scorpio coming out of nowhere, basically stirring a hole into to Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears was being distracted at the same time, and they basically tried to give a KTB an distraction win here, but it didn't work because at the end of the day, Shawn Spears got the win over KTB, and after the match, Scorpio Sky runs into the ring, continues to stare down at Shawn Spears, only to pick up KTB and hits him with a TKO and leaves, and that was it. Now, I didn't think of it at first why this happened, but this ain't no turn. It was just Scorpio Sky playing mind game, and it came to more to it what tends to happen on Dynamite. During the the Winter Was Coming fiasco. We'll get to that when we get it. And there you go. Absolute Ricky Starks versus Ian Fennerer. I think I say his name. Match stuff was pretty decent. Obviously, it didn't last long because at the end of the day, it was Ricky Starks getting the win, and not much to say about that. So there you go. Brandon Cutler versus Danny Limelight. Danny Limelight is Puerto Rican, and based on he's working in the match against Brandon Cutler, he was pretty good. I like him. Not because he's Puerto Rican, but he showed how good of a wrestler he can be, and I enjoy that type of wrestler. Which is any wrestlers that's from Puerto Rico, and yeah, so he was great. Obviously in the end, it was Brandon Cutler getting the win, continuing more of his win streak. We got pretty Peter Avalon, who was who looks to make a 2 in a row for his own win from last time. against John Cruz. Speaking of which, by the way, John Cruz, who's also a Puerto Rican wrestler. So the match happens. It's pretty decent with Pretty Peter Avalon getting the win. So far that's 2 wins on his belt there. Then we get the return of Shannon. Shannon versus Tasha Price, and the match itself was pretty decent. So yeah, a nice good showing of Tasha Price, but more importantly, who looked like she never lost a footstep in Shanna. And in the end, it was Shanna because she's returned, and on top of that, Tasha Price is just an enhancement talent for now until they decide to do something with her. Shanna got the win here. So yeah, Shanna has come back after months of hiatus of being in quarantine, because of the pandemic. So she's back, and she's back with just showing what she's got. All right. Then we, sorry, folks. I don't know what happened there. Also, we get to Scorpio Sky, who is at the end of the stairway, and he informs that Strong Spears will still not regret will still not grant his rematch and everything. Oh yeah, 'cause I think something about Sean Spears mentioned something about that after the match. I think he's been in interview, whatever. I think I'm gonna miss that part, whatever. But Scorpio Sky still wants to rematch against Sean Spears, and he basically storms away and not saying anything after that. So um, so yeah, there you go. Colin King versus Catalina, Catalina Perez. I see her on AEW Dynamite and Dark, and in the sections, along with the other wrestlers too and all, where she's just playing fan and all that. And I see myself, she's gotta be a wrestler. There's no way she's in the sections with them if she's not a wrestler. Like with Jay Cargill, even though Jay Cargill has never had a wrestling match before, anyways. But when it comes to Catalina Perez, she has had wrestling matches before, and she had a match against Kylan King. Those two are Bullen buddies. In the end, it was Kylan King getting the win, and Kylan King gives a nice rub there to Catalina Perez at the end of the day. So yeah, but Kylan King gets a win either way. And the match itself, it was decent. So I want to see more of Catalina Perez to see how good she is. Best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent, being accompanied by Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy. They take on Adam Pierce. I mean, not Adam Pierce. Adam Pierce is in WWE. I mean, Adam Priest and Shaman Luna. Match itself was pretty decent. A tag team match, obviously, with best friends going over. No much to say about the match. So there you go. No much to say about that. Oh, and then after the match, they did the hug celebration, because you got to get the people what they want. So there you go. The librarian, Leva Bates, was in action. I don't remember if there was a promo that Leva Bates did. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention this part. It was from the last Dynamite. The last Dark episode. That she cleared a promo about her being a librarian. She's the only librarian now, and she's basically transferring her being a librarian, a solo librarian from now on. Driving the dead weight of Peter Avalon to where she's gonna be a great competitor as a librarian. Because she was in a library and everything. She was she was reading books and all that and picking up books and all that, and I thought it was good on the promo that she did there. But to me, just her being a librarian is like, whatever. But hey, she's getting the job done. Just her being a librarian, way more better than Peter Avalon ever did. So But yeah, Leva Bates going up against the Pink Dream, Alice Gracia. Match happens, ends up being pretty decent, with Leva Bates getting the win on Alice Gracia. It was basically a roll up victory in a way. After the match, Bates gets you know the Young Bucks all the biography book, and she gives it to Alex Gracia, and then they start taking pictures together with it and all that, and and yeah. So at the end of the day, it was all about friendly competition, and at the end of the day, they're still good friends. Be nice, be nice, and all that. So so yeah, Leo Bates shows done here. So did Alex Gracia. Obviously, it was a back and forth action, with obviously in the end, Leo Bates getting the win. We get Angel Faction, Sean Donaven, and VSK versus the Gun Club, which is Austin, Billy, and Colton Gunn. And match itself, it was decent for what it was, and no brainer. Guess who won here? The Gun Club. Yeah, not much to say about that. So Matt Sydal versus Aaron Solo. Match itself was pretty damn good. So far to me, this was the best match on the show. In the end, um it was Matt Sydal getting the win over Aaron Solo. We get the Dark Order of Evil Uno and Stu Grayson versus Baron Black and Fuego del Sol. In the match, I thought it was pretty decent, with obviously the Dark Order winning, because when it pertains to Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, obviously they win. Cesar Bononi and Rising versus Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison. Match itself was pretty decent, with Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison winning the match. And there you go. Not much to say about that. We get Eva Lise versus Lindsay Snow. In the match, I thought it was pretty decent. It basically showcased more of Eva Lise than they did with Lindsay Snow. But Lindsay Snow still showed something against Eva Lise, but in the end, she came up short as Eva Lise got the win. Then we get to Bobby Wayworth and George South Jr. versus The Acclaimed, which is Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. So a freestyle, obviously, from Caster, dropping onto Wayworth and South Jr. about how they Acclaimed they made their basically when they made their way to the entrance and all that of it. Now I don't remember what it was about. But I do remember something about I enjoyed their freestyling. Well, most likely Caster is the one doing the freestyling, but I do remember something about it was a clever line that is said there, that he said there. But when the match began, and it was decent with obviously, and that's long later, folks. It was like it was more like a squash. Even though there was some momentum going on from Wayworth and South Junior's side, but in the end, it was the Acclaim with a dominant victory, and they got the win. Obviously, because they're the ones that are being focused right now. Alex Chamberlain and Seth Gargis versus Chaos Project, which is Dr. Luther and Seth Pentacle. And the match itself, it was alright for what it was. Obviously, the Chaos Project won the match. Another one for Chaos Project. Then we get to Lady Frost. She gets another look in AEW Dark, this time against Straight from Your Mama's Kitchen, Red Velvet. And they had a match, and it was pretty decent. Red Velvet got the win. She got the quick win here, basically. Don't remember how long it lasted, but Basically she got the better momentum in the match. Um, Lady Frost had some momentum too, but in the end, this match was all Red Velvet, and obviously Red Velvet got the win. Then we get, I believe this was the main event, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was. It was a main event. It was a three-way tag team match that featured Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss versus Jurassic Express, which is Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, being accompanied by Marco Stunt Grove, versus the Dark Order, which is on 5 and 10. And the match itself was pretty good. I enjoyed this three-way tag team match that they did here as the main event. And in the end, it was Jurassic Express getting the win. I believe it was over the Dark Order. Yeah, it was. It was over the Dark Order. And yeah, there you go. That was your AEW Dark results from December 1st, 2020. Now what I'm about to do right now is to go over the number of matches that happened, and then I'll give my overall show for the show, which is the AEW Dark. So give me one moment, folks, and I'll be right back. Stay tuned. All right, folks, I'm gonna double check this one just in case if I messed up. So give me one moment. Okay, it was 17 matches. I thought it was gonna be 18 matches, but it was actually 17 matches. So there we go. And my overall showing for the show for AEW Dark from December 1st, 2020, I'm gonna give this show a 7 out of 10. And that includes your AEW Dark results. And now I'll be right back, folks, because when I come back, I will give you AEW Dynamite. Winter has come. Winter is coming. So stay tuned. So here we are, folks. This will be your AEW Dynamite Winter has come results. The show from December 2nd, 2020. They're in Dave's place in Jacksonville, Florida. And based on what I heard, it was actually cold on that night. Hmm. What are the odds? Because I saw a couple of fans wearing coats and everything, and scarves, and beanies, hats, whatever you want to say. Same thing with the couple of the staffs and wrestlers in the sections. The obviously the front section, the front row sections from the other ring. Um, Now I don't know if that was accurate or not, unless it was supposed to be part of the theme because winter is coming. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Who knows? Maybe they had the AC on too high. Who knows? But your commentators were good old Jim Ross, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone. So a lot to talk about the show, folks, where pertains to how the show played out, how the show ended up being a free per view in a way because of the title and everything. Winter is coming, you know, and especially a special event for AEW Dynamite. So, that being said, let's get right into it, shall we? I should also say that you have Justin Roberts, who is a ring announcer. You had your referees in Aubrey Edwards, Bryce Remsburg, Frank Gastoriel, maybe? Frank Gaston Gias? I don't know. I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry, folks. I apologize. And I apologize to the referee, too. But Mike Posey, Paul Turner, and Rick Knox. Your interviewer was Alex Marvis, excuse me. And I'll get to the commentary when we're to the main event, which we'll get to that when we get to it. But let's get to it. To this show itself. Excuse me. So we had the opening match, which it was the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royale. And basically this match lasted 12 minutes 51 seconds. And here were your participants. MJF, obviously, because he has the diamond ring. Serpentico, Dr. Luther, Matt Sydal, Sean Spears, Scorpio Sky, Alex Reynolds, John Silver, the Hangman Adam Page, Kip Sabian, Lee Johnson, Mark Quinn, Isaiah Cassidy, Matt Hardy, Joey Janela, Miro, Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy, I think I mentioned Kip Sabian already, and Freshly Squeezed, Orange Cassidy. And the match began with all the wrestlers getting there except for Sean Spears and Scorpio Sky, where they're staring a hole at each other from across each other, from opposite side of the ring. I was thinking to myself, what the hell is this? So basically, they're building this program between these two where eventually they're gonna have a rematch between the two. What is gonna happen? I don't know. Maybe they'll save it for Revolution. I don't know if they are or not. Who knows? Who knows anything? But they already are setting up a rematch here between the two. Eventually, they got into the ring and did did their thing and everything. So yeah, a lot of things happened in this match. So here were the order of eliminations. Isaiah Cassidy, which surprisingly he got eliminated by Matt Hardy, and same time also eliminating Simpetico at the same time. Now I don't remember who eliminated Luther. Well, he got eliminated afterwards. Matt Sydal, he got eliminated by Sean Spears. Basically, this is Sean Spears' revenge from All Out, from that battle royale they did from All Out. Sean Spears gets eliminated by Scorpio Sky, and then Sean Spears was disappointed that he got eliminated from the battle royale. This led to Tully Blanchard coming down there because he was there, and he handed on the middle piece to Sean Spears, to load up in his glove, and then the opportunity seeks with Sean Spears hitting Scorpio Sky from the back, and then Warlock is eliminating Scorpio Sky. Oh, I forgot to mention, Warlow was also in the match too. I forgot to mention that too. I apologize. I apologize. I don't know how I missed that. But the match continues. Alex Reynolds and John Silver, they both got eliminated by Matt Hardy, and the crowds booed. They booed Matt Hardy for eliminating. Well, I don't think people care about Alex Reynolds for that, but at that much I'm going to say. But when John Silver got eliminated, because fans love John Silver, but when he got eliminated, the fans booed Matt Hardy for that. They did not like that John Silver got eliminated. And by the way, Matt Hardy is playing a role of being a heel, by the way. So basically, Matt Hardy is a heel. He's basically iconic, big money Matt. And then Adam Page, he was killing in this match too. And also he gets eliminated by Matt Hardy, and the crowds boo Matt Hardy because he eliminated everyone's favorite in the Hangman, Adam Page. And like, wow, they're really going heavily with Matt Hardy being the heel here. Kip Sabian, he got eliminated by, I believe, by Orange Cassidy, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, he did. And they just let Miro going right after Orange Cassidy and beat him up on the outside and everything. And because I guess Orange Cassidy was pulled outside the ring by Kip Sabian, and then that's when Miro went after Orange Cassidy, and Orange Cassidy was laid out on the outside, which just ends up playing the part for later on. What it takes Orange Cassidy, which we'll get to that when we get to it. Then we get to Lee Johnson getting eliminated by Matt Hardy. I believe he was eliminated by Matt Hardy, unless he got eliminated by Wardlow. I could be wrong, but I digress. Or maybe it was Miro. Maybe Miro eliminated him. Mark Quinn, he went for the silly string with Matt Hardy, since Isaiah Cassidy wasn't there, but it backfired because Miro is eliminated Mark Quinn, and he eliminates Matt Hardy too as well. And then George Janelle gets eliminated by Matt Hardy. Not by Matt Hardy. I mean, George Janelle gets eliminated by Miro. Excuse me. Just left now with Miro, Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy, MJF, and Wardlow in the ring. And here's the thing too with Sammy Guevara, MJF, and Wardlow, because they're the inner circle. At one point, Sammy Guevara is saved. Sammy Guevara was saved by MJF in the match. I need to mention this too, by the way. MJF was kind of promo before the match even started that he's going to defend his diamond ring in this battle royale. And he wants to to be the last two, one of the last two to survive. So it doesn't matter who wins. As long as it's the diamond ring that he has, we're winners either way because it returns to himself, Sammy Guevara, and Wardlow. So, and in the entire match too, you had Wardlow, Sammy Guevara, and MJF. They were sometimes they weren't doing anything, but then you had Wardlow who was doing something because he wants to do something. Meanwhile, you got Sammy Guevara and MJF coloring together. That's basically what it looked like when you see it. They were basically coloring together. So eventually we get to the nitty gritty here. Jungle Boy was holding his own, and then all of a sudden, Miro takes him down, but Jungle Boy was still in the ring though. He was not eliminated. All of a sudden, Miro gets beaten down by Inner Circle, which is MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Wardlow, and then he overpowers both of Sammy Guevara and MJF, and Wardlow and Miro has a stare down, and they went at each other, only for Miro to get taken down a little bit. Miro fights back a little bit, but then also he eventually he lost a lot of energy because of that, and he has to get eliminated by Wardlow, and that was it for Miro. And now Jungle Boy was all by himself against the Inner Circle, where Jungle Boy outsmarted both MJF and Sammy Guevara, and then this led to Jungle Boy and Wardlow going at it for a little bit. At one point, Jungle Boy went over, and then Sammy Guevara went over too, and they started fighting each other a little bit on the top turnbuckle. MJF goes over, tried, he tosses Jungle Boy, but in the process of it, also got eliminated was San Guevara too, and San Guevara got upset. He got back up. He's like, "Well, you," yeah, and the referee was holding him back and everything. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I was limiting him, you held on to him, whatever's not that, whatever type of skits he did there. So, we all thought that was it. It was gonna be MJF and Warlow for next week, or as there's recording, folks, in a few hours. So we're to believe that's gonna be MJF versus Warlow on Dynamite show. Nope, because Orange Cassidy was not eliminated. So Warlow goes after Orange Cassidy, brings back into the ring, and then he's gonna try to eliminate him, but all of a sudden Orange Cassidy outsmarts Warlow, shows MJF, and where MJF almost got eliminated by Warlow, but eventually Warlow did get him back into the match, and all of a sudden Orange Punch to MJF, Orange Punch to Warlow, not once but twice, which led to the elimination to Warlow, and now the match has been set up where it's going to be Orange Cassidy versus MJF for the Dynamite Diamond Ring on the next AEW Dynamite show, which is going to be later on tonight. So, yes, folks. The match itself, I thought was great. I thought it was a great battle royal they did it there. I thought it did its job, and I enjoyed it. After the match, you got best friends coming out to celebrate with Orange Cassidy. Also, Miro comes out with Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford, and they try to go after the best friends and Orange Cassidy, but you got officials coming in to break it up, and that was it. So yeah, there you go. We're off to a rocky start here, folks. Excuse me, folks. I gotta get something right now. I'll be right back. Once I come back, I'll continue on with the rest of the review. So give me one moment. I'm gonna mute myself, and I'll be right back. And I am back, folks, because up next we get to Chris Jericho being accompanied by Jake Hager and Ortiz, and there was no Santana. Now I don't know what's going on with Santana. Hopefully everything's all right with Santana, but um, he wasn't on the show for this particular special show of AEW Dynamite. Winter is coming. But I hope everything is all right. But Chris Jericho goes up against Frankie Kazarian, and the match lasted 10 minutes and 34 seconds. And where I thought the match was pretty good. You know, pretty good for what it was. But then you had some interferences going on with Jake Hager and Ortiz, and like someone said, how's the referee allowing this? Even even though it happened outside the ring, but how is the referee still allowing this? Ari Edwards, that didn't make any sense. That didn't make any sense at all. Or why the matches even continue after that? You would think that she would kick them out after that, but no, she kept them around. I don't understand why. But the match will continue on. It was still a pretty good match. At one point, Frankie Kazarian had Chris Jericho in the walls of Jericho, whatever, and then MJF comes out of nowhere. Along with Warlow and Sin Guevara, MJF had hit a towel, teasing the throwing the towel on Chris to try to cost Chris Jericho the match. I'm saying, so what? This makes no sense. First of all, there's no titles on the line here. It's just an exhibition match between Jericho and Kazarian. It's not like Jericho was bleeding, or to a point where oh my god, my back or whatever, it's not that. No, it was none of that. Like what was this? I didn't understand. I did not understand this booking at all. This made no sense. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Especially we had MJF, just come out of nowhere, like he's gonna tease the toss in the towel. I say to myself, what is this? What was the point of that? Well, they made a point of that, and I'll get to what I'll get to how they made a point of that. So eventually the towel was not thrown in eventually. I think Sammy Guevara may have taken away from him, I guess. And then all of a sudden Jericho sees a towel and Jericho sees a towel and Sammy Guevara. So basically, it was MJF trying to stir the pot where he's trying to break up, try to sabotage and to um to crack the relationship of the inner circle. So, but still, the way it was done, it was ridiculous how it was done too. Because again, this is just a regular match. This match it has no stakes at all. It's just an exhibition match between Jericho and Kazarian. There was no stipulation. There was no titles. Nothing. Either way, I didn't like it. In the end, Jericho did win with the juice effect onto Frankie Kazarian, and that was it. But then we to all of a sudden, San Guevara and MJF shoving each other. Basically all hell broke loose. Jericho gets a microphone and says, "Stop it." He's like, "That's it. I'm giving you an ultimatum." Now on the next episode of AEW Dynamite, if they don't get kiss and makeup and everything, whatever, then that's it. The inner circle are done. So we have to see what happens with that, folks. Now we don't know how this is gonna end up being. So there you go. That was it, and that was the point. Not just the point about San Guevara was caught red-handed by with the towel in his hand. Caught his hand caught in the cookie jar. Even though it wasn't his fault. But then you also had the whole fighting going on, and then Jericho's giving them an ultimatum. Now we need Santana there, Bobby, folks. Otherwise, it's gonna be pointless if there's no Santana. I'm pretty sure there will be, but I'm just saying, just throw that out there. But yeah, we'll see. And this felt forced too, Bobby, folks. Not just holding one MJ for the towel, but this also felt forced too. I mean, it has been what? Hasn't even been 2 months already. Hasn't even been 2 or 3 months already. We haven't even got to 2021 yet, and they're already trying to tease of a breakup here with the inner circle. I don't know. This whole thing is ridiculous, but we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Young Bucks, the AEW Tag Team Champions, they get interviewed by Alex Marvez about Rotates the Hybrid 2 because they're gonna be wrestling against the Hybrid 2 on the next episode of AEW Dynamite. And basically, they were Matt Jackson saying they are going to be a fighting champions. So if if TH2 can beat them next week, on the next episode of AEW Dynamite, then they'll get a title shot. Which I hate, folks, because unless it's like New Japan style type of way, you could get away with that. But to me, it's like WWE's booking. Oh, if you beat the champions in a non-title match, that means you get an opportunity for the titles in the next time. Like, I hate when they do this shit. I thought AEW was gonna be different from WWE, and this is something that WWE would be doing, and I don't want a reminder of that. But it is what it is now. And also the Acclaim shows up. Yeah, the Acclaim comes out of nowhere. Which is Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, and they rap. Well, Matt Cassidy raps. I mean Matt Caster, excuse me, raps about the Young Bucks. It was basically about the books and everything. Which I thought was funny too because the Acclaim. Because the running joke here is that Young Bucks on all of our biography book, Killing the Business, is about them looking down and basically the funny thing is that they look at their looking at each other's crushes. The brothers of the Young Bucks. Which when you look at it, it does look at that too. When they look when looking down, look at each other's crotches. So that's what Max Caster was rapping about, what pertains to the Young Bucks and everything. And they rap about something else too, but that was basically one of it. And I thought it was good though. And then all of a sudden, I'm trying to remember what happened. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this by the way. Frankie Kazarian was being down by they're in a circle. I think at the match, I can't remember if it was or not. And then Christopher Dan comes out for the save. I can't remember if that was done or not, but it may have been during at the end of the match. I don't remember how it happened, but why I mentioned Christopher Daniels? Well, here's why. Because also we get the Hybrid 2 coming out to be up on the Young Bucks because the acclaim did this as a distraction for the Hybrid 2 to get over hammer on the Young Bucks. They beat that down badly, almost badly until Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels came out for the save. And Christopher Daniels has a steel chair and chase it with the other heels. And that was it. So there you go, folks. That was it for that one. And we'll see what happened with the Young Bucks versus the Hybrid 2. We go backstage and we see Britt Baker talking about Thunder Rosa, that she doesn't belong in AEW, and that she is the face of the division of the women's, and she has to keep this clean, and blah blah blah. So there you go. So we get Dr. Britt Baker DMD being accompanied by Rebel, not Reba, versus legit Layla Hirsch, and the match between the two was decent. And the match lasted 9 minutes and 19 seconds, and it was a decent match. Once again, Britt Baker is improving of her wrestling. It looks good. Minus the super kick that she did to Layla Hirsch, which she didn't really have full impact into that kick, which is whatever. But hey, Britt Baker's still showing what she can do in the ring against someone who's legit in the ring, in Layla Hirsch. Both women looked good in the match, in a decent match that the way it was done. Rebel got involved. You're going at the referee as a distraction. This led to Britt Baker obviously getting the win because we all knew that Layla Hirsch wasn't going to win against Britt Baker because Britt Baker is the one that's being pushed on pertains to her because she's part of AEW and she is a star on AEW television. And Layla Hirsch, she could be a star too. Layla Hirsch, I did go ahead and have some with her too, based on what happened here. So after Britt Baker won with the lockjaw, and she did well her glove, by the way. She always had her gloves to do it, but this one she didn't have it. But then after the match, we get Thunder Rosa coming out, and she beats the living. Well, she didn't actually beat the living out of Britt Baker because she fought back too. And the referees comes out and break him up and everything. Rebel got involved a little bit, and you also had Layla Hirsch there. So Rebel tried to, she took some shots to Thunder Rosa, and then later Hirsch takes out Rebel with a German suplex, and then we get more Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa continuing fighting and everything, and that was it. So yeah, Layla Hirsch is gonna be is gonna have a program pretty soon with I guess if they'll do it against Rebel and not Reba. Just saying. All right, folks, here we go. Now it's time for the moment of truth to talk about here. The AEW TNT champion Darby Allin and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, accompanied by the Enforcer Arn Anderson versus Absolute Ricky Starks, and Powerhouse Hobbs being accompanied by the Human Suplex Machine Taz in this tag team match that I thought it was good, a good tag team match. Um, and not much to say about it. I just thought it was a good tag team match. In the end, it was Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin getting the win, with Darby Allin pinning Ricky Starks. After the match, we got Will Hobbs, going after Darby Allin, beating him up and everything. Or Ansel gets in the ring, and he swings at Hobbs, only for him to get his ass kicked by Ricky Starks a little bit. And then Dustin Rhodes comes out for the save. And then all of a sudden we get Brian Cage coming out, and he starts beating up on Dustin Rhodes. Cody Rhodes tries to fight help and everything, but then he gets taken out by Hobbs and everything. And then Will Hobbs gets the FTW belt, get ready to clock Cody Rhodes with the belt. All of a sudden, the lights goes out. Like this. And then we see some winter effects on the screen while our music's playing. And probably this is the best I can show you right now. Is this is just pretend this is it was this type of stuff. Like snow coming down. You see mountains, and all this going on, and during winter, and you see some trees, and everything, and all that in the sky, and all that. Wherever the river, it was a river or something. I don't remember what it was, but pretty sure it was a river or whatever, a lake. Who knows? And it looks like it's done very perfectly and all that. And you also have fake snow coming down while all this is going on. And then the screen with the word Sting. And I couldn't believe it. And then the screen showed a scorpion. And also, I think I may have missed it too. Before the scorpion and the Sting, there also was a crow. I may have missed that one, but people said they saw a crow. But either way, Sting, the scorpion, and out comes Sting, the icon of professional wrestling. And then you hear Tony Schiavone on commentary saying, "It's Sting!" So Sting comes out with a new T-shirt by AEW, which I did buy, by the way, folks. It took me a week to buy it, but I bought it, and now I gotta do is wait until it comes in the mail. I can't believe it. It reminds me of back in 2015. No, actually not 2015, 2014, when Sting. I mean, obviously there was rumor of Sting coming to WWE during Survivor Series, and he did came. It reminds me of that whole thing, except we all kind of knew he was going to be there because the rumor was spread on that night because WWE was not doing a good job selling the pay per view, obviously. But during this night, AEW Dynamite Winter is coming. No one expected this. It was a surprise. No one expected the icon Sting showing up on the show. We all kind of expected he's going to show up either way. After the rumors were talking about that he's going to show up at Full Gear, which never happened. And I knew that was going to happen either way. Either if Sting was going to be there or not, I didn't care because it's all about the pay per view. The pay per view that AEW was doing of building a Full Gear sells itself, either with or without Sting, or the rumors of him being there. And this show was basically highlighting only about the battle royale for the Diamond Ring, Cody Rhodes, Darby Allin versus Hobbs and Ricky Starks, and the main event itself for the AEW World Title between Moxley and Omega. More on that one than it is with the other things that happened. But this was a surprise element of Sting showing up was amazing. And I think I should review myself now, folks. Where it pertains to this whole thing of me doing this now. That's right. The AEW cap I got on right now. The face paint I got on, and the T-shirt from WWE, the first T-shirt I bought of the icon Sting, because that's how big of a deal this was. This was the great. I never saw this coming. The difference of Sting's debut from AEW and WWE is that when it comes to WWE, we all kind of expected him to be there, and when he showed up, it was still a great moment. But the other difference for where it is to AEW, we all knew he was coming. We didn't know when he was coming. We did not expect Sting to show up on a Dynamite at where it pertains to this special event of winter is coming. And when it pertains Sting showing up here on AEW Dynamite, winter is coming on TNT, by the way, for the first time since 19 years. That's unheard of. It's been 19 years since Sting has not shown up on TNT television. He's back home. Sting has come home to TNT after 19 years of absence. And of all places, was in AEW. Sting is all elite. Sting is here. And Sting is going to do a lot of great things for AEW. He's already selling merchandises. He's and if he has matches, that'd be great. I'd love to see matches out of Sting because I believe Sting can still go. Sting can still go. After that Facebook Live thing that he did about 3 to 4 years ago, where he said he could still wrestle, he just chose not to because he was too part of WWE. And on top of WWE, with him being there, WWE did not want to do anything with him what pertains to his character. WWE didn't want to do anything with him either way when he got there because he was not their creation. And on top of that, he was their enemy during the Midnight Wars. And it's a damn shame how they treated Sting on his runs in WWE, and how they did not use them, how they didn't want to give him that one match that he wanted against the Undertaker. Undertaker, I feel like they didn't want that too, and I could respect why he didn't want that match either. Is coming from the Undertaker himself, but Vince McMahon was not a guy who didn't want that match either way. So much for giving fans what they want, right? So much for listening to the fans of what other girls what we want, right? But all the years wasted of Sting being there was all for nothing. Where he got injured, where he had to be forced to retire, and now all that's done. Sting is no longer in WWE. He's no longer unhappy because now he's in AEW. He is now happy. He's signed a multi-year contract for AEW, which means he's gonna be wrestling. He's gonna be doing other things too. He's gonna be marketing. He's gonna be doing a lot of things. And great marketing where it tends to selling his merchandises. T-shirts been sold already. Other things could be sold as well, and other things could be sold pretty soon, like gloves. There's no gloves yet, but there will be. They'll also they need to sell baseball bats too. So let's get to this. So Sting arrived after the match, which by the way, the match between Allen Rose versus Starks and Hobbs was 10 minutes and 32 seconds. I should mention that before, but yeah, unbelievable, folks. So Sting comes out, and you see a team bat in the ring, and Sting takes the baseball bat, and you know what they did? They ran away. Team Taz ran away because of a 61-year-old man with a baseball bat, and he's not afraid to use it. I find that funny. I actually find that funny. I'm not gonna talk about the fans um that was shitting on this because Sting of his old age and everything and blah blah blah, and because he's in the AEW and everything blah blah blah. I'm not gonna talk about those type of fans. Fuck those fans, and fuck Jim Cornette too. By the way, just saying. But I said that with love. Um, but yeah, Sting is in the ring now, and Sting goes to Arn Anderson, an old guard. Then we get to Dustin Rhodes, who's another old guard, but a young old guard when you if that makes any sense in a way. Then goes to to the young old guard. If that kind of makes any sense either way too. And Cody Rhodes. Then he goes to let me say it like this: the oldest guard in Arn Anderson, the older guard in Dustin Rhodes, the old guard in Dustin Rhodes. But I'm sorry, I screwed it up. I apologize. Let me try this again. The older guard in Arn Anderson, the old guard in Dustin Rhodes, the young guard in Cody Rhodes, and now he goes to the younger guard of Darby Allin. So basically, the way that was done, it was like Sting, going from the old to young generation of professional wrestlers, and I thought that was cool. And Sting, and as Sting left, he left after that. He came there to save the day, and there you go. Yeah, it has been and a lot of things has been official. Sting is all elite. He's going to be doing a lot of things for AEW. Now I don't know how long he's going to be doing this. We'll have a chance to him wrestling, but he's going to wrestle. Guarantee you, he's going to wrestle. You could name a lot of things of of opponents he's going to be getting in the ring with, like Sting versus Dustin Rhodes, Sting versus Cody Rhodes, Sting versus Chris Jericho, who was in Sting versus Christopher Daniels, Sting versus Frankie Kazarian, Sting versus Matt Hardy. What we chance to doing cinematic matches, in the Hardy compound. Yeah. Who else got put in there? Sting versus Eddie Kingston, maybe. Sting versus John Moxley. You could think of a lot of people that Sting could get in the ring with, but as long as they keep Sting safe in there, unlike what happened with back in 2015 with Seth Rollins. Now, not all of it was Seth Rollins' fault, but at the same time, why would you on that night? Why would you do 2 buckle bombs to Sting? Let alone do a table spot to Sting. A lot of things that happened on that night with Sting back in 2015 went all wrong. But anyways, but yeah, a lot of things you could talk about were things of Sting for having matches with anyone in the AEW. And I think it's gonna be amazing. And we'll see what happens. But I'm happy that Sting is there. I'm happy that Sting is gonna make his presence in the AEW, and it's gonna be amazing. It's just gonna be absolutely amazing. And when he is done wrestling, he could be a manager for Darby Allin. If he wants to. That is up to Sting. It's up to the icon of pro wrestling, Sting. But yeah, when Sting came out there though, I was in shock. If you see my live reaction, I was in shock. More of me being in shock than him being there in WWE at Survivor Series. Because we all knew that it was going to happen either way. But this one, we didn't see this coming. No one can say that they saw that coming. No one can say that. If you say that, you're lying to yourself. Maybe you had the feeling that he was going to come out there because when you saw the Crow thing. But again, I must have missed that part. Even if they did show the Crow, I wasn't going to take anything of it. Because to be honest with you, I didn't think it was going to be in AEW. But I'm glad he did, because that was an element of surprise that surprised the hell out of me, and that's what I can appreciate, which is to be a pro wrestling fan, to the sport of pro wrestling. So there you go. And with that being said, let's continue with this. Let's see what happens next, folks, before I move on. Okay. So here's the matches that happen. I mean, that's gonna happen from the next AEW Dynamite show, which is gonna be in a couple hours from here. So here we go. MJF versus Orange Cassidy. Winner receives AEW Dynamite Diamond Ring that MJF holds possession of. The Inner Circle of the Ultimatum. Yeah. The Young Bucks versus the Hybrid 2 in a non-title tag team match. Dustin Rhodes versus 10. FTR versus Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. Well, and they call the Varsity Blondes. Excuse me. They call the Varsity Blonde. The Varsity Blondes. Excuse me. That's Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. Basically, they're like the Highway Blondes of Stunning Steve Austin and Flying Brian Pillman back in the days of WCW. And here you have the Varsity Blondes and Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. And I loved it too, by the way. Abaddon in action. Lance Archer and the Lucha Brothers versus Eddie Kingston, the Butcher, and the Blade in a 6-man tag match. And the Icon Sting speaks. And there you go. That was it. Let me move on. We get to Alex Marvez interviewing AEW Women's World Champion Hikaru Shida about retains the whole confrontation of Abaddon out of nowhere, and she basically says she's not afraid of Abaddon. Also, we hear some noise, going clink, whatever, something like that, or clank, and then I'm sorry, can we start this over again? And then Alex Marvez says, "No, we're live," and she's like, "Oh, okay, then never mind." And she walks away and like, yeah, she's scared. I think it's stupid that she's scared of Abaddon. Whatever. And then we get to Don Callis on commentary with Jim Ross, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone for this next bout, which is for the AEW World Championship between the Cleaner, Kenny Omega, versus Jon Moxley, the AEW champion. Which this match lasted 28 minutes and 31 seconds. And the match was great. I love the match. How they did it. From in the ring, outside the ring, back into the ring, and it was all clean. no weapons whatsoever. It was a gentleman's straight up match between the two, and which you could appreciate that. At one point, Moxley brings his two steel chairs in there. He sets them up. He sets in sets Omega in one, and then he sits in one. And then come on, fight back, and then they start fighting back and all that. They start trading punches. I meant to say. I said so. Okay, there was no need of that, anyways. But it's whatever. At one point, Omega got hurt outside the ring by Moxley. This had Don Callis concerned because Don Callis is friends with Kenny Omega, and all of a sudden, um, Moxley had enough of waiting. He gets Omega back in the ring, and Don Callis gets a microphone, kind of like this, and then he's like, he's hurt, and for whatever reason, it wasn't on, and like, hey, turn on the mic, and he's like, hey, he's hurt, stop the match, he's hurt. That he don't really mean stop the match and everything. Now I don't think he said stop the match, but Moxley got fed up with it. He I think he may have hit Don Callis, whatever, or maybe shut him down, whatever. And then Don Callis, he threw the microphone in the ring. And I was like, wait, what the hell was that? And then Kenny Omega sees the microphone, he grabs it. Moxley had no idea that he got the microphone, and Omega clocked him with the microphone, gives him about 3 or 4 V triggers, and because the microphone, by the way, Moxley was bleeding. And then Kenny Omega hits the one-winged angel and gets the 3 count in the win. So Kenny Omega is your winner and new AEW World Champion. And Don Callis was celebrating with him and everything, all that. And he tells Don Callis, this Don Callis I meant to say. Don Callis tells Kenny Omega, come with me, let's get out here. And then they go to the tunnel. And Tony Khan was passed by there, and like he was shouting, and like what's going on here? And then they kept on running away. And Jerry Lynn was like, yeah, this is bullcrap and everything. And then you got a couple of some enhancement talents there. They were angry. Like what was that all about? They ran into the parking lot. Alex Marvez called to them and said, hey, where you guys going? And everything, blah blah blah. Like, can't make a congratulations and all that and everything, right? And then all of a sudden, Don Callis is like, hey, you you want to know what's going on? What's all this about? You'll find out next Tuesday. And Alex Marvez was actually Dynamite is on Wednesdays, and like I'm not talking about Dynamite. I'm talking about Impact Wrestling. Huh? So yeah, Kenny Omega, Don Callis is heading to Impact Wrestling. Like, what the hell is going on here? First, Sting surprisingly shows up there, and then Don Callis dropped a bombshell that the AEW World Champion, the new AEW World Champion, the best battle machine, the cleaner Kenny Omega is going to be on Impact Wrestling. Wait, is this a joke? Wow! And that's how the show ended. And then Moxley was looking all distraught. And that was it. Wow. First, we didn't see Sting coming, and now we didn't see that coming with Don Callis. And everything that was set up too, everything that they set up from that main event spot with Don Callis being there. And it's the first time Don Callis was there, supporting Kenny Omega. He's been there. He was there for Full Gear. It's all coming together now. This was all a setup, and you'll find out on the next review of Impact Wrestling. Amazing. Amazing. I love how they did it. I just love how they did it. It was just, man. It's like you never saw it coming. And that was the show, folks. Obviously, the Tomorrow Wrestling it was 5 matches. And I'll give one more, folks. I'll wrap back, and when I come back, I will do the my highlights of the nights for pertains to AEW Dynamite for the special event show called Winter is Coming. So just bear with me, and I'll be right back. Alright, folks, I am back. And now, let's get to the highlights. My highlights of the night pertains to Winter is Coming for AEW Dynamite. Swerve of the night. Um, let's see. Swerve of the night. Swerve of the night. Well, I gotta go with Don Callis making that announcement of Don Callis making that announcement that Kenny Omega, with him being the new AEW World Champion, that he's gonna show up on Impact Wrestling. Shock of the night. Sting surprising all of us. Moment of the night. I would say Kenny Omega win the belt, but it was a kind of a tainted victory because Kenny Omega was one who said that we should have a gentleman's straight up match and all that with no weapons and everything. But moment of the night, I gotta say Sting just making his AEW debut because that was a moment too. It was not only a shock, but it was also a moment. So I loved it. That it was it became what it was. Promo of the night. I gotta go with the Acclaim, where it just to kind of promo rap style in a way to Young Bucks. Video promo of the night. I gotta go with Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley. Where it tends to the whole build of their match. Where it tends to the main event. So yeah. Entrance of the night. I'm gonna go with Kenny Omega. No, in fact, as a matter of fact, I'm sorry, I gotta do this. Sting gets that. Sting gets entrance of the night because of him just showing up the way he did. Performance of the night. Let's see. If I go for performance of the night here, I gotta go with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega, it gets performance of the night. Move of the night. Let's see. Move of the night. Well, it's gotta be on Kenny Omega's side here. Yeah, Kenny Omega. I'm gonna go with his V trigger for his move of the night. Well, more like his many of trifectas of the V triggers. Finish of the night, Kenny Omega's One Winged Angel, which got him to win the AEW World Title. Brutal match of the night. Brutal match of the night. The Battle Royale. That I thought that was a brutal match. And also good, and but yeah, in a good way, basically. Show stealer of the night. It was obviously the AEW World Championship title match. Match of the night. In fact, let me change that. Brutal match of the night. I gotta go with the tag team match between Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes versus Powerhouse Hobbs, and Ricky Starks. That's brutal match of the night, but in a good way. Match of the night had to be the Battle Royale. I thought that was a good match. And again, like I said, the show stealer is Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley, the AEW World Championship match. So there you go. And my overall strength for the show for AEW Dynamite Winter is Coming. just because of the appearance, the debut, surprise of Sting's arrival in AEW, coming back home to TNT, live on, being on AEW Dynamite. Winter is coming because he is the winter. 10 out of 10. Just it gets amazing, amazing show. Even with okay, let me put it this way: with Sting there, with him being there, a 10 out of 10 show. Without Sting being there, this would have been a 9 out of 10 show. This would have been so again, with Sting, 10 out of 10. Without Sting, 9 out of 10. I still love the show either way. Amazing show. And there'll be more to come of AEW World Teams Consulting. So good job to AEW for that. Thank you AEW for bringing in Sting, and thank you Sting for being part of AEW. Thank you. Thank you for this great show too. But with that being said, folks, I'm done. Thank you all for watching. It is the first time. Oh, actually, I can't end it like this yet. This is your AEW Dynamite Winter is Coming results from December 2nd, 2020. Just give me one moment, folks. I'll be right back. And I'm back. So thank you all for watching, folks. For this All Elite Wrestling reviews, we're going to give you AEW Dark and AEW Dynamite Winter is Coming results. Shows from December 1st for AEW Dark and December 2nd for Dynamite Winter is Coming of 2020. Thank you all for watching again for It's Natural Born Driller, saying peace on the streets. If this is the first time you're experiencing yours truly, Natural Born Driller, right here on YouTube, please, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell for future contents on here from yours truly here. And if you enjoy these reviews for Dark and Dynamite, please, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button or hit the dislike button. Either way, thank you for spending your time by joining me right here as I try to give you the absolute best content that I can give you. And you all stay well, stay safe, take care of yourself for everything that's going on in the world, wear your mask, love one another, God bless one another, live in peace and harmony for us all. And I am out here. Ta-ta for now. Take care.